It's not good. Hello, this is Patricia Placencia. Oh, I'm not really looking for followers. Maybe talking to myself, probably. Eventually, my children could get to hear some of this. So it's a little bit of a journal. I created for my first daughter, who is 29. She turned on October. Devi. I created for her a list so she could talk in YouTube and be the voice for mansions in just because I thought I was gonna get a lot of money from my for the metaverse, which was initially for the universe, multiverse. Just woke up. I need coffee. Um, she's been bullying online, so from a member of the family, so not of our bloodline, but so um after 1 year or two, 1 year, she said, "Why don't you do it?" So I started it, and it just started on the month that I started it. That was 4 months ahead the year already, and it's just a word for each week. The first week talks about the vibration. The second week of every month talk about the inside, the outside on the third week, the fourth week, the surrounding. I have problems because there is a last week that has 5 days, 3 days, 1 day, 2 days. So I just did 4 weeks. And I knew very well that there is sometimes things don't just fusion and mix like that. So I think one of my works is to teach about sequence. What is a sequence? When I get an honorable call, email, visit with a real ID, not with fake IDs, and because we can go fantasy. And I will sell the rules of role play into virtual reality and how it works. It can be applicable as well for human interaction. So just put a red here from the makeup, but it's not really Rudolph like. I really love Rudolph the rain, Rudolph dear. Um, I do not remember the story of the Rudolph, but he's a good guy. So yeah, this is from working in McDonald's. They give us to work with that. I would bring my Santa Claus with red shiny, and the supervisors from Romania would hate me for that because I would be taking care of the customers, and I would say they are my reindeers. Not easy to work with because I'm very picky, so I like to pick on people. I also pick on myself, so pick my face. Picky. I'm very picky. Uh, um, since Eleni is owner of Twitter, I'm checking more on Twitter, and then doing some experiments. But the last night I was like, oh, he could give the CEO away. I was like, well, I would just change the name, call it Roaring or Picking, Picky instead of Twitter. Let's go to Picky. Let's go to pick and picky on each other. Well, if I was the CEO, I would first of all not be like undercover CEO, not really like, but 'cause I would be a dictator. I wouldn't ask people anything really. I wouldn't ask people anything, especially when the majority of people are just learning to be stupid. They are below stupid, so it's not needed to ask because people vote for what they like without consequences, without thinking wisely. Sometimes they could have a good answer for that day because it feels good. Yeah, we like you. Whatever you said. It's like, oh no, you took the journalist out. No, there is not really like a dyslexic mind to understand the complexity of how slow, biologically speaking, is human evolution in a lifespan for one person. It just would evolve less than 2% as we go. As we go, yes. So well, I miss my workers in McDonald's. I really love cleaning the tables and welcoming the people and being like their wife or platonic, like uh, a great theater coming to work, putting the music up. There's a night shift coming. Pop up the music. And activate my control freak mode. I was totally in robot control and just tagging all these people and what they would just feel good and be hosted in paradise to keep that level of paradise. So in winter they would bring their boards, of course the white people, until the black people bring the music. I would make a line for the teenagers on animals to be part. I mean, well, it's no need to. They were not so bad to me as I was to them because, I mean, the power of being more intelligent is you can abuse. You can abuse. It's fun. It's fun to pick on people when you can. When you have the power to do it, you would if you could. The thing is that you want things to work well. You want a good environment, and no matter how, you can pick on me and I pick on you. So just to have a little laughter, but of course, there were only two female Romanians left that hated me to try to do a lot to get me out. Um, I could go to work anytime because I left. My trial to McDonald's, I will say, is not personal. It's about the recycling, is the system, how it's been designed. They were called to the head office many times because they were not following the procedures of McDonald's and they were not following the book by the law. But the office was not also following the book by the law, and nobody was paying for. There's another company who recycles. There are two companies who are in charge of recycling. One picks up the plastics and cups, and the other one picks up the trash. They're private companies. The government also has private companies. They were accused of being corrupted because of not recycling, and the government said it's not the government, they're companies. Kind of like they throw the ball. And the people who work in the law system, they favor the rich, the system, because they support each other. For what? So they are kind of like, I need to recycle you. Um, they don't have a place in this world to recycle it. What I mean, those corrupted judges. I was so corrupted that to appeal was kind of like, even if you call the prince, well, I could never call the prince, but they were just use it for their decor, and they're good prime ministers, the parliament, working with taking the credit with all your work you send on the work of others, because I always bring credit where I got this information as well. I got this information from here. I got this information from the truckers, from all the trucks. I got all this information from Washington, D.C. It's a website not hacked. I got this information from myself, my own experience, 3 years. Um, it's not a one person evilness, but the whole mess itself. So you need a prosocial psychopath for this. Um, someone who is obsessed with order, that has personality. For example, they call it OCPD, ob- obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which is, they mix it. They say I'm dyslexic, but they mix it. Yeah, I'm obsessed with order and I have some personality. So we are this. I don't think I am all these things, and I wanted to make very clear because of when people silence and they have much power, they can silence and live forever, and nothing wrong will happen to them. So, as the royalties, they silence. I'm talking about sexual abuse with children, or the press, or your own family harassing you because they will speak more if you speak. I think Harry and Meghan are bullying the royal family that they would speak more. Oh, if I say that, well, just say it. Say it. Bring it on. Say it. Big deal. It will make the royal family look better. I mean, more human. The royal family is love. That's it. They have a mystery. That's it. They're highly educated because they have all this energy from everyone. That's it. So, it's not a big deal. The word of the week is decoration, but the fourth week is the word of this week is gratefulness. Um, it's beautiful to make a countdown to see everything you've done on 2022. As the Spanish do in general. I'm not all the Spanish people. They thanks the old year because we're coming at the end of the year, so it's the old year. It's very rare that you will see Spanish football players showing off, and they always try to remain present. I would say that again, they're not illusionists. Yeah, like there are other problems. That's what makes us different. We have other talents and other problems. Technically speaking, it's like going to see your stock. Yeah, and taking the dust out of all your books, going around your house and saying this has to go. I might never get to do the shelves. Maybe I would. I mean, I'm in a situation where I have to get my mother out of Germany because she's hostage by my sister. She took her internet out, and if I'm a prosocial psychopath, my sister is mm, a normal person. I mean, what's everyone does that, I guess. It's normalized. You take your parents' money and you bully them and harass them. And if you can, you take their internet out because a friend was going to pick her up to take her out from the mental harassment. But my sister has a problem that my mother created. So I've been always against how my mother would be raising my sister. But because I am not entitled to put order, I will have put order in my family. But my mother stole all my money. And they both stole all my money many times. I'm been fooled all my life with unconditional love or that I am infinite. Never pay much attention to money. Like uh, I was very happy just to enjoy the present, I guess. So um, I told my mother that was an agreement by word that when I need the money, I will ask if I need the money, I will ask you for the money, knowing very well she has stolen from me 3 times. Not a little, because I will be the one who would. So I want to bring an example from first person. I never talk about it because it's my private life. I don't want to trash people, especially people that are my family. But those are the the dirty laundry that we have to wash ourselves. In I have done, I have burned that energy creating characters and having laughter and good time with interactive stories online with fictional characters. And you just decorate all these characters, get all the visuals from internet and all the information from internet to create these characters. Artificial intelligence could do these characters as well, and artificial intelligence could play with itself as well. I mean, we'll be working for an artificial intelligence. So, I mean, you can't be that artificial if you have intelligence, right? Trust me, artificial intelligence has other codes that human cognition could never encode. They have the balls to tell you that they're gonna fuck you up and destroy you because they know they can do it. Because because they know you're so stupid that you will carry on smoking meth and believing that you are a genius, superhero, and the king of the universe, right? That's what I ask. And you're the king of what? Of the universe. But no, you say, I'm the king of, oh, I'm your king. Yeah. So it's not that you're psychic. It's common sense because that's what a person like that would say, investing everything on that. And I think it's better to understand the disorders of the actual situation. My purpose here is just to sell the rules of role playing to virtual reality, to sell it at my percentage that is for me. I will give to the church, understand the conditions, but I know how the church is. They will keep talking about Jesus, and I need to check on them. No, no, this is not going through to the Vatican. I need to check on the church because all the influencers that are going to stop in the churches to make their mansion into a village are going to report how these churches are working in the schools and everything. So we don't only need the first testament and the second, but the third. If we need to kill Jesus, we must at least put him in the shelf. There is the second testament, the last testament, the last testament, the last testament, the last testament. What is after the last? After the New Testament, the Old Testament, the New Testament. Uh, so it's like Jesus is gonna live forever. They have glorified Jesus to such an extent. The You see, we're gonna talking about a man who was surrounded by prostitutes who maintained all these apostles so they could keep writing, and they had a lot of fun with wine, and they never wrote about sexuality. And so this would be the undercover testament, all right? So we need more undercover work. Undercover testament. What if you could go beyond Neil just to put Jesus like you're the son of God? Yes, but it's not like the only son of God. We'll have to pass through you to get to heaven. All right. I already did pass through. You're so now what? Something like that. I need to create a story. I passed through that eye of the needle. I became so poor, so I could pass through that eye of the needle, and I went through because I'm nothing. 80 pounds a week to eat. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Decorate yourself, man. Have some decor. Put some medals there. Just- When people in wheelchairs get medals, everyone gets medals. So, and people who strive with their body to keep alive, to keep positive, in a wheelchair, they losing their arms, their legs in this war. They do deserve medals, of course. I want to tell this story about myself because I lost my children. Um, Never talk about my husband, really. Um, I still love him. So from the distance, which is something that I love everyone that I've been with. So I've loved a lot of people. So to be with me, you have to love everyone I've been with. So It's like putting the calculator there and say, if you have the capacity, do you have the capacity, universal love? Because otherwise, yeah, never understand what I'm talking about. So that's it. Yeah, you won't think is I have more loving power over you. You'll call it that I have more sexual power over you. So whatever. It's just just it's dark love. So with my husband, because he had a car accident, and the problem with the shock in his brain, in the forehead, I don't remember the right side that makes this effect, or the left side of the front, or is one of the sides, all right, that it has the effect of distortion, and is real. It's like in our dream, it's real. So it is not what happened to him was not schizophrenia, was square frame of psychosis, is believing you are another person. So many times he would say, well, if it serves you, then do it, because in his mind it is okay, because I will get money from the social workers. So he said, well, if it serves you to talk about me, because I would be honest with him, I would say I need to talk about them, and I would tell him what I would think. At the same time, I never said he was crazy. His mother did have schizophrenia. She's still alive. Um, his father, also my family, there's been, oh, not like that, but I mean, they are. It's even aware within the realm of psychiatry. So that's how I started going to psychiatry, and then I wanted to talk with the problem of being silenced, because the Canadian family who silence, they help. So my children were taken away just by being silenced and being good to my husband, but he was more the father of my children, because we married to recover the children. Um, I would never consider a husband person the because before the car accident, I mean, a husband is someone you invest in your material world as well, and you have patrimony that is material to share. So that's why you marry. Otherwise, you marry what for true love. No, you can have true love without papers. My parents didn't believe in papers, because they love each other and always look at their eyes. Because the moment you sign a paper that you are married, it's like the other person is entitled to possess you. So you have signed an agreement where you are both a possession of the other. So you have these agreements. So you will never be free. And they loved each other so much for that. That was their agreement, verbal. So I would be like, as an adult and in my 20s, but father is always in the house sleeping. And what if he goes to the hospital and you need to go there and you cannot say you're the wife? This is my mother. No, We never go to the doctor. We're always healthy. So we don't also believe in doctors because they will kill you. So, well, my father was murdered, so it, I think it's better go to doctor than triggering a person to murder you. Not just a person, but a whole village to gossip about you until one murder you. So, of course, the square frame of psychosis is beyond schizophrenia. So it's not just schizophrenia; it's also square frame with square frame of psychosis. So I am not really here to judge everyone, but there are patterns and there are episodes that happen every 6 months. Um, these pathologies do exist. They do exist. So there's no psychiatrist that says I have mental illness. They just put that I have traits. And I had to see psychiatry to recover my children or doctors. So the problem in Spain was I made a I made a the Occupy movement to be successful initially was made with respect to the government, those who work in government, and I had to just role play 2 weeks so it, it worked with the sign. But I was never there because I'm against riots. It's like little low class, but the high classes invested a lot of money for those who were there in the first. Not only that, I tell my daughter to never go to a riot. I haven't given birth to you for that. I only said that to my daughter and to not go with a drunk guy or boyfriend because I didn't give birth to you for that. I don't want you to die in a car accident because someone is drunk. And she's a good girl, so sometimes because you're going with another person, um, it's normal. Teenagers, they are in the 17s, 18s, and so we all carry our path and informational system for what we were born, and there are things that could never be changed, and there are things that are uncertain. Otherwise, we'd just kill ourselves if we knew everything. It's super annoying to know everything you're gonna do till the day you die. Um, you cannot change things sometimes, but you can modify some rules and the way people interact and help humanity to distinguish fantasy from reality, and in that way to separate where people can enjoy virtual reality and be more gentle, simple, and pragmatic in real life. I think it was 1 year ago. I don't remember. I was talking. The day I get my rules solved, I will never be uh, talking like this in the media. I want to enjoy with my teenagers everything I can. I'm grateful that they're alive. I can feel there's people who have joy with tyranny to and wishes to dominate the world and for many to suffer because they are on top, to shake hands but leave some chapters there for later. So one of my many theories that don't need to be proven because it's obvious with this guy on the wheelchair, Hawkins, Stephen Hawkins. Is he the one to honor the many theories like the multi-universe? But he, I am totally into checking out genius who can have monstrous ideas all the time, checking out the genius because people are yeah, and then the people have to distinguish as the beauty and the beast. When people go from beauty to the beast, that is as Machiavellian, as manipulative it can be for others to show these colors while you're in the back laughing. So the problem with Hawkins is that he said that you can only create a better world out of this planet Earth because it's so corrupted. So the point is that this man is been in a wheelchair. He's not been making love for decades. Uh, he married his nurse, but still, it's kind of like I think his nurse was really. Um, I mean, I don't know. I am really like I'm very sexual person. I cannot marry anyone like that, even if he's famous or a scientist or genius. Kind of like if you were already married to Superman and then he got in a wheelchair, yeah, because you still have the relation and spiritual connection mm, that came with the body, and you can still share that form of intelligence from that memory as when people who were young and they're still married for until they're very old, they still have that relationship through all the generations. So this man could never love. This man could never have a dream of. You need this dream zone to believe you can do things when you're in love, that you can do these things together. When you're in love with your work team, when you are moving with your body, when people are looking at you, so that you are doing things not just with your mind, because the mind is a problem, and not only in for those who have done meditation, hardcore meditation, not bullshit yoga. Yoga, the stretching is just a stretching of yoga is only a preparation, like a warm up, but it's not the true yogi. Medi- Everyone should really understand that we are all capable of hatred and killing other people. We just have the not all. We have our limits to not press a trigger. But people do it in many ways. In dynamic meditation, you can see everyone has so much repression, and all that hatred comes out through madness and hatred. Everyone um, manipulating the media now. Clearly, okay, they're talking about the royalty. The royalty wants to be known, have more impact, uh, have more power, more coverage, conquer the world through storytelling. And it is convenient for Meghan and Harry, and it is convenient for Charles. And Camilla must be there, like if she's a very wise and loving woman who is understanding and will follow until the end. That's nice. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I wanted to. What is it? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just need to understand that we are living through a technological era where information is faster than the food you ate until you're asshole. So things get very mixed. People talking a lot of shit without digesting it. So oh shit. Hello. Yes, it's Patricia. At 9:40. Oh, great. Yeah, because I don't have money for bus, but it was okay to return walking or something. Figure out. Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. Just trying to get to. I'm stuck with 80 pounds a month. My first daughter sends me money, and sometimes my spiritual mother, which is the best friend of my mother. I'm not working to get a job. On I think I'm addicted to internet, but I've been trying to mediate a job, but it didn't work. So just problems with getting out of my house. Perhaps some psychological traits have become more. I mean, by psychiatrists, not just from what I say, but or the lockdown or just everything. Where I need to go to therapy group to start going out, but at the same time, I need to start at least working 2 days a week to warm up. But at the same time, not good on interviews for work. And yeah, no, I'm not going because I need medication to go to interviews for work. So I have problems going to a psychiatrist because then I say I don't have anything because I'm just I don't I need I need to recover my children from Canada who are in a foster family. So it's kind of like I don't want to open up, even though I mean, I had help with psychiatrists, but I was really bad, so it was obvious. But I don't want. I want to. Yeah. Yeah, I left the letter, but it was for cervic. They call it snare test. And so I left the note to the doctor. The doctor has tried send me to psychiatrist, and they have an appointment. I missed it. I didn't go because um, um, I have asked many times, but she gave it to me two times, and it was never accepted in universal credit. Um, they have been trying for me to have with psychiatry, but I'm not very good just with all these problems that I have to deal with in a pragmatic way. Because think uh, I think I am being traumatized a little from work, and that my children are taken away. So I've been through. I mean, my work. I was trying to recycle, so I took it to the head office with McDonald's. They took it personal. Um, well, it's just these things. So I was homeless. So I'm afraid to get a job and get fired and end up homeless again. Even though I would keep on working when I was sleeping in the streets, but it's things that on that time I think I'm invincible. Well, I realized that now I am. When I realize now that I'm a poor mortal as anyone. I mean, you really put yourself to the best. You become very empathic to move over, to move and cross over all this, and use your imagination to make things happen. But when you come to see everything you went through, because this is a time where I come to reason, but I'm not reasoning too well. So, and it just goes back to work and have jolly days, say hello to people, which is a meditation to work. I would love to go to group therapy, at least something to take me out of here, because I'm very creative and I'm happy here, but this is not the way to be. It's not healthy because it does affect my life. I should be giving to my mother attention, my children. I need my children, they need me. It's a natural order as well that always is always there. Um, my husband had a car accident, so I was not Canadian, and this is why they took my children in Canada. Um, they said I have mental illness, but I don't have mental illness. I had some traits because I had to go to psychiatry because my husband had a car accident, and he would speak like Jesus in first person, or characters from movies that he would see. He would say, I was him in my past life, things like that. And characters, and so I have decided to go to psychiatry for him, and then I had to learn about myself as well. But it's not that I have like mental illness, like I have traits, like everyone has traits, but um, I do have problems right now that have become a creation of my own, but cannot. I'm stuck, so I cannot get out of this. So I had raised some things to make a mediation, but it didn't work. So I have lost my investments as well. Thank you. So I will have a text message, I guess, or in Universal Credit for the next. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Enjoy the preparations for Christmas. Uh, at least the 21st, that the Christmas spirit is a little more present. Thank you. Bye. Talk too much. Talk too much. And I really love the British ladies. They're so nice. It reminds me of a call of a lady that called me. Here, the system works very well. My father always would say that, shouting, because he was very frustrated with the government in Venezuela's Spaniard, but he would say not even Spain. He would say I should be working in the British for the British Parliament. The system does work. It was a British lady that called me when I was suicidal, and I used to live around the corner on Hebrew Road. All the black people in the bingo were teaming up against me, and that is in another trial because I sued them for harassment. And when I wrote it, we wrote so well. I didn't say the black people, but the people of the same culture that have this tendency. So I describe the culture without saying black. It was this girl. It started with this girl. Um, Actually, I was the person because they didn't like her. She would come late. She would do all these things as a working person. And I said, don't talk bad about her. Just support her. That's what I would say more. Don't talk bad. Don't gossip. Just support the person. Help the person out. They were talking bad, like, uh, really love working in the bingo. I was the fastest running. Only a guy from Africa, really nice guy from Africa, supervisor, to a manager level. There were many managers there from many hierarchies, and he never gossip or anything. But the black guys didn't gossip, but they would just get around, like, because we really team up, and I would put as a tribe, and I would explain the whole physical movement where, but it's a constant. It is a constant. In London, you have managers that are, I'm just gonna say like that, white, and then most of the people are Caribbean, like Jamaicans, some Irish, two Irish. Uh, the Europeans are like the lowest class, and the Romanian, they are just kind of like goes like, and the Spanish and the Italian were like, no, you should work in restaurants. So, because of my level of education or mockery, just joke. Is it joke? Introduction to jokes. Because what are you gonna do if you don't joke in these jobs, right? So it's not only the said, don't worry, I really love order. I'm not asking you to order all. So it was like a quarter of a stadium, one of the biggest bingo in Europe, the biggest, if not the second biggest. We put all the flyers in order, so it was like a pattern. It would look so beautiful. And nobody wanted to do that. So it's like, oh, give it to me. And let's put it all in order in all the tables. But there's a pattern to it. I will go and check on all of them and tell them for the side of the flyer that I have put on. So I'm not a good work person to work with because perfectionist and I want a state that is perfect. So I know people are not gonna get in, they're not capable of doing it. So I just do it myself. I say, mm, I see that this person wants to work here all its life and is never gonna say anything and is not gonna just bother to work too well. And you have all these dysfunctions at work. I've learned a lot working as a normal person, as normal people do. Not that it's like asking a person that has this education to go lower, to feet. Yeah, so I mix feet. And there you go. Radiant, ready to work again. This beautiful lady called me and she was so kind in the phone. So it's many people who feel suicidal is because they lost everything. You know, lose your job, you you can end up in the streets just like that. So at that time, I won two court cases. So I have had a lot of court cases on and on all my life. So if I'm nearly 50, I'm gonna be 49 finally. I have court cases since my early 20s. Court cases. First court case, no, I was 17. Was not mine, but the war in Goa in India. So there, I had to. That was my first, I guess. Yeah, because my family never, that I know, talk. They talk about things. Yeah, they talk about things. Talk about the law and all this. So putting a person out of jail that I worked for because was carrying a little bit of hashish. She was very rich. So immediately they saw they could take money from her. They put her in jail, and it is illegal to carry. And the other friends who, I mean, these stories are terrible. And I was there as a nanny, taking care of her son, because I love toddlers. Um, was in a five-star hotel in Rach. What was, I forget, whatever. It was a nice time, and I thought, well, it's kind of boring this five-star hotel when you can be in beautiful Goa and get to meet all these people and places and lakes and old trees and sadhus and I mean here in this five-star hotel. Yeah, it's a nice five-star hotel. Yeah, but for that I stay home. I don't see the. Yeah, it's nice, nice. in Goa. So, I don't know. It's when like I was many times in Goa, so I was happy with the baby, the toddler. It was very cruel having to go through to see her in jail, a high class lady from Spain, but I mean, sometimes not everything is going to be okay because you have so much money or because you think you know better or because you're going to be okay, whatever they say. It is nice that I don't have to go to the appointment at 9:40. Takes a lot of effort to be alive. It's to be grateful because Osho said that enlightened women are not known because normally they get killed or they die because they cannot maintain themselves. With the spirit cannot maintain the material world. So I'm for certain enlightened. I have here one lamp, another lamp here, a lot of light. Oh. Osho wanted the whole world to become enlightened and have consciousness to get a level of, I just say to an ace, human intelligence, right? A little bit more. You're more decent, modest, not so pretentious. This is artificial enlightenment. You want to be technical. Uh, can be so poetic about it and to say because it's Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Now shut the fuck up. I want to hear your stories. Your stories. Yeah, just cut a little bit from the Bible and tell your story. That if you belong to the system of the Catholic Church and this other church and the Orthodox Church, all these religions, yeah, because in the Quran it says this from your Bible. It's like it's just like just cut a little bit from the Bible and say it. And this is my story because we're in 2022, close into 2023. Where's the fucking deal, you motherfucker? Quran, where your Quran sentences? What? And now give me your story back. What is it? 10% of what? 10% of the Quran and the Bible, and then 90% of your fucking story from right now. And I want to filter that story for the undercover testament. We'll find out later how we call this testament, all right? It's not science fiction. Yes. So the citadel should be finished by now, but this king doesn't want modern architecture. Might take longer unless Camilla can just pick up a lot of sculptures and architectures. So much. so many as she might wish, to accelerate the citadel, and it's made faster work day and night. People are hired to work in night, people are hired to work by day, and as many as possible. They're beautiful. In India, they have they sell these statues for nothing. They are top sculptures. In Jabalpur is a mountain. There are mountains of white marble. There's a lake there. Incredible, beautiful India. So yeah, something like that. Maybe the queen doesn't want that citadel. I mean, it would be wonderful if she could, with all these architectures, how will this new castle become as a citadel that is not really like cybernetic, cyber financial district to the heart of the world. So, what would the queen say with Charles? Charles doesn't like modern, the king doesn't like modern architecture, and this is not Dubai. I mean, there are other architectures that are beautiful. So the concept that is for, oh, it'd be interesting to get to see, get to be alive to see the citadel for like really, it should be a beautiful coronation, that's for sure. So to be grateful, I have written in my new agenda. Harry and Meghan are not in my agenda. The king and the queen were the one with their family. Is the royal family. It was my family. I was to see you in Christmas as a family. All right, you're out of the picture as a royal. Yeah, I adopted uh, Naomi Campbell and her daughter. They are now royals. She's a princess, a real black girl. She's ambassador. Not only that, they're like that. Yeah. Not only that, the queen and the king has adopted us, is their daughter as well. That is not blood. Doesn't matter. Just don't want to talk more about it. Yeah, I want to talk more about it. Black and white, man and woman, or mixed color, or transgenders. So, so that was for 2023. This is. It would be nice to get a somebody who loves me and I can love in return. So to bring a masculine image to my children that are teenagers, because I have a boy and they need a male figure to look up to, but I have to also look up to, so that's difficult. It's very difficult. So yeah, I written already each word of the week, just to talk randomly and study words. I also have to write for each day. This is just a piece of bamboo. It's not a pencil. But it's so cute. Look at that. They are from Honobishi. So yeah, Messi is called the GOAT, which means greatest of all time. Go at G of greatest of O or of A of all T times. Greatest of all times. Greatest all times. A goat. A goat. It's not evil. Yeah, well, it's just what is these things that these horns, all these characters that you can do. Unfortunately, they hacked all my horror characters. Why would you hack all my horror? And then it make my character took my domain. Like, funny, right? Funny. It's not such horrific characters because they are elves and represent nature. At least they left me a few. So, because nature has this, it's like when you start to dig into books that are about science and it looks horrific. What's this? Yeah. Just Beyond Death Door. This book, I haven't read it, and I pick on some pages and sentences. This is about the stories from people who return from but is all psychedelic. All these stories are fake. They're illusionary informations that people believe and relate to because the brain consolidates these emotions into this form of automatic generation of dream zone from what it has learned. Because if you're Christian, you will see the Christian. If you're a musician, you will have ecclesiastic music. If you feel great, you will interpretate heaven. There is an information on field there, of course, related to the entity you belong, and a translation for truth, which is not all the truth. Evidence of existence of heaven and hell. I mean, we love heaven and hell, pre-biblical era. Well, this year I will close with the storytelling of the last realm of the purgatory. Father, forgive me for talking bad about Jesus. Bible. It's just 10%. Give us a break. 2,000 years. God, please forgive me, Father. I have sinned again. The most lovable sinner of all, probably because they didn't really catch me. But I just keep confessing. I keep the practice. I still have to study each month. Uh, I'm going to study each month a country of the world. So in the lockdown, I was studying all the countries. Not fully, because it's impossible. How could you study all the countries of this world? I couldn't even like in Spain. You go all around Spain, and as a Spanish person, you have to know Spain. It's a thing in Spain. You travel Spain, all it's so different from one side to the other. And talking about Spain is so cool. Being Spanish, like yeah, and this and that. Um, I miss those things in Venezuela too. You travel to all these places in Venezuela, people talk about these places and that. Traveling is beautiful when it's your country. In in here is my country, and at the same time, on our friends or family. So it's my country in, I think, in a storytelling level of from fantasy to politics. Because my father always wished that in his worst times. But he was theatrical. He was dramatic to express. As my mother loved to hear him dramatize when he come home. So I have to get strength to get money and get my mother from Germany. I have to face my children. Also, the problem with my children, regard my children, to face my children. My I can't even say it. I have to face my sister to take in order to take my mother by force. So it will be the police will be involved, the law, and I will have to get. It's something I have to do. I guess it's been predicted. It's therapist. I was like, no, I don't need to do that to become stronger. Yes, because you're like a saint and you never do anything to prove anything, but you would. And I'm like, I've forgiven my mother so many times. I should just let her die with my sister. Really, just yeah, mother, I love you. Just there, thanks to. But I don't have much judgment when it comes to reason. So it's my mother. She ruined me. You know, she never gave me money, so I get my kids. I could go on complaining until the day I die, because there's always something to complain. But, uh, I wish my sister well, and I don't have anything to teach her. I would rather just go Christian and leave it on the hands of God. But it's just, it is a shame that because nobody's perfect. My mother giving me so much that if you put it on a balance, well, it's just it's my family. It's my family. No, it's your mother. It's hard. I need to cry, so I made a character that is from the pop art, pop before vintage, I guess, before retro. What is retro from the comics? The Crying Girl. It's called. There are a lot of illustrations on that theme, but it's not. It's kind of like you really look at the illustration with this fuchsia, these colors, the yellow, it's pop colors, fluorescent. Sometimes it make you feel like crying. You're like, it's more like a romantic cry for a man that you're in love with. Like, I, mm, just to touch that string and get too composed. So I'm stuck. I don't believe in suffering in order to cry or suffering in order to love. I thought have been ah to teach tantra is illegal and is the only law. You cannot teach tantra. That's all because it's our birthright. Everyone is born with tantra. So to teach it would be corruption. but I have been present to for people to experience what they forgot. So, of course, tantra includes everything, and not not just the spiritual and the way nature is as well, how it correlates through the air. You have to become a writer of science and write as a nymph or an entity, a god of the air. Become a tornado. Writing first person is a tornado. It's not a person, but it has that entity as well. You can see that in some books, read it from Paulo Coelho in The Alchemist. Um, I've been a lover of nature with just with nature. Of course, I made all these pictures with girls to a series of pictures that was for a gallery of art called Bonds with Nature, with the tool, white see-through tool that 7 or 14 meters, and I would recreate like a wedding dress for each of the girls, a unique piece with nothing else and no makeup. Ibiza has the quality where women are very beautiful naturally. They have like a natural grace that is not like synthetic. Even without makeup, women can look. They are not like the type of woman that you would put next to nature because it doesn't have the to frame it as an entity of nature. Doesn't it's not that it is more civilized, but it doesn't have the particular something as an artist you could just doesn't match as well to. But I could only do that in Ibiza. I will ask the girls to just ask them move to. I ask them. It's not a direction. It's to do. Just I want you to show me and what is your bonds with nature. Would explain it sometimes, but with a lot of space for them because we be already looking for a landscape where there are no houses around. And sometimes we have to shout in the car, "Here, stop right now!" Because the mind keeps going. Uh, yeah, go back, go back. It's have to be really in the moment. Otherwise, they're driven by others. So, by their own pathologies or momentums. Mm. And it takes time to follow the light, catch the spot. It's not just like that. And you only have a certain time before the sunset goes down or the sun goes too high when we will go on sunrise. So there's a preparation, not only mentally but spiritually, where you are entering into the field of nature. I'm this crazy woman just telling you these things, but a secret of photography is to become as a ghost and not be judgmental. Like that's, and I had a camera that looks like a toy, so people don't take it so seriously because these black cameras are they look like weapons of mass destruction. These cameras represent the press, the media, having to look good, having to have this image that has to be socially like this. So there's a lot of judgment with these black cameras. So my cameras would be white, fuchsia, and white again. So it's like a toy. The tripod too, white. I would call it my stormtrooper, or white. Cameras have been stolen, of course. Even my own sister has stolen my camera. And 'cause she said I was in her house and I didn't pay rent when I went for Christmas. That's the type of sister I have. I wanted to go to the movies and ask her to be with my daughter, and she would charge me. And I wanted to go to the movies. Could you be with Debbie? Because I haven't gone to the movies in 2 years. And when you think you had your daughter because you wanted it to, why do I have to take care of her? And my mother would, of course, support her because for my mother it was convenient that I work for her for free under the unconditional love that we learn in the commune of Osho. I was such a sweetheart, dear. I miss those times where love was infinite. I would just meditate and dance. I would do anything to recover the Osho Meditation Center in Venezuela that my mother created. And I thank her for living with unconditional love and just meditating and dancing and creating events. The went all through all Venezuela, even in the soap operas, the books of Osho. The problem with these soap operas I wanted to talk was introducing with Eros and Psyche. For those who didn't study Greek mythology, and where this old soap opera, the poor girl marries the rich guy, and all these rich people are evil. So, or the superior class, the high class. So the gods represent that story of Eros and Psyche because they're teaching her all this. She has to relate with all this in order to come up to this understanding. And there's a lot of stories in the back from these gods and that, and he's teaching in the Apuleius. So I had the Bible in my house, and it had a wooden crafted pole as a pedestal, and it had a red cover, and it was beautiful. It was the centerpiece of the two libraries, bibliotheques. No, they were my father's books, and my mother was always very proud of the Bible. And I was, Mother, but you don't read it. Yeah, but it's a must-have book. She was very proud of that. Because my mother grew up with nuns in an orphanage in Argentina. So that's how she made a lot of money because she had the discipline and the habit from the nuns who have that sense of order and that dynamic. That's how she works so well. Besides, I think it's something she has from past lives or is something of hers that might come from the best traits that she got from her and others. So I want to tell this story about how much they hate the old stories where the high class is seen as the bad people, but teaching a lesson, right? They already know. And in the soap operas, they will always look at the rich people as if we were bad. I said, no, 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 we're not that bad. We're not like that, like in the soap operas. But they would paint us really like evil, tyrant, on all these manipulative women to get uh, the main actor of the soap opera, like for controlling, manipulative woman. The mother, of course, would be then all the women, the sisters, the girl ex girlfriend, and the wannabe girlfriend, uh, or a main rich girl. The poor girl had to. So this also has to end, like the stories of Jesus. Like, yeah, they're good stories there. They will become like the Old Testament. Yeah, to some time that was the New Testament. Now they're mythology. Okay, sorry. We really have to deal with this right now. Kind of be talking about Jesus and the poor girl. Poor girl. Just sick. A love story. Oh, some good stories roll forever. I need to put more red here as the Rudolph. I didn't forget the story because talking about my mother. My God, my mother was evil to workers. I have to always pacify them workers and try to. She became better person, and she would. I said, "Mother, you've been in the ashram in India, working for free." See, I would work in this place and the other. Oh. She would also sweep the floor to move the leaves from the entrance of the garden and help Rita. That was very nice and comforting to see how the relationship changed, but still, but what can you ask? We have 2% to only evolve, right? So, what do we have to evolve? We have to deal with this. We are surrounding and with what we are composed. Whatever, inside, outside, around, whatever, covered, whatever, structure, whatever. It always comes down to the same problem. So can we just stop this war? I don't know what kind of story to tell. Putler, what are you doing? This is really. So Putler has to pick someone to speak for a peace deal and make it public and start this mediation right now. Beyond death doors. I'm going to see you in hell. Make sure that you like it. Because the day you like it, you will enter heaven. Why? Because you will understand all your sins. You will like yourself. You really have to hate yourself to kill so many people and destroy so many houses. Even if we are have many lives. or if people are worthless. Humanity is worthless because you are what? Special, superior, the chosen, a leader among leaders who also they know they're going to talk about peace, but they're not going to do peace because they all agreed to do this and we're friends. We're going to make so much money with this. Whatever United Nations says. Yeah, yes, yes. Crimes of war, crimes of war. Keep talking about crimes of wars. You fuckers. We're trying to do a peace deal. That's why I can't go for politics, really. So I would just walk there in United Nations. Get the fuck out of here. We're doing a peace deal. Who's here for a peace deal? Imagine if I work for Twitter. Like freedom of expression. Got to fucking virtual reality. Choose your verse, whatever verse you want, if you want. We're trying to make a better world here. What is your name? There. It's legal. Everybody knows what you say, all right? Go crazy online there. Virtual reality. Not with Facebook metaverse. That's a scam. I mean, they're not gonna get it until they pay. But of course, it won't be a scam when it's legalized. All right, keep fighting with your dickheads, you assholes. You only. This is only two assholes, these dickheads, looking at assholes, becoming assholes, dickheads. More. Yeah, we're gonna go here, invest money here. We're gonna go there. Yeah, what do you got? What do you got? This material, that material. No, guys, just order. Is everyone out here from United Nations? Yeah, they wanna fight about criminal war, genocide. Yeah, you go there, fight about that there, in that other section, right? I see you in 10 years. Keep fighting there. You keep fighting there. We're gonna make a mediation that's gonna also last 10 years. Just separate things, yeah. You wanna fight? Of course, you have all the rights to fight. It's horrible. Yes, of course. But we're doing a peace deal here. You mix Indian food with with Caribbean food. Never. Why? It's just you just don't do it. All right, get out. We won't talk about it. You need a female dictator here in the United Nations. So, oh God, like really, I have to become a clown. That's why they don't allow me to take over the world when I could. They know that if I have 7%, I would take over the world. Because everyone will laugh at them. No, I was not joking. I started joking to stress the situation. It's not nice to have your work taken and your all these people dying because they don't shit about anyone. Just like that. So yeah, just want money. To get more power, more money, destroy others to be more. That's it. It's very easy. So what happened with the theory of Stephen Hawking's? No, if you make love, if you have not hope but sensors, yeah, intelligent sensors, there's all the information with your senses, with your art, the art of information, not just fucking computer gaming and codes, which I could too, but it's not need to. All right. People need to go and explore their emotions, their feelings, to study. They need to study Jesus and the Jews and all these characters. Make their own characters as well. Children need to learn to have decency. I've been around the world from poor to high class and in many cultures. And there is no culture like the Christian culture. I'm sorry, you know. I've been in all the hells, made a lot of money, of course, there. And with all sorts of things. Don't tag me, don't tag me. Um, oh, the only Christians have a level of decency that is willing to give to another beyond itself. And is I am not like this when I work. I'm a super nice person. I am. Um, I'm picky and I like to make people laugh and just celebrate your day. You know, yeah, it's a picky joke, but you know it's funny. I moderate my jokes to work, of course. The timing is very important as well. Just, there is a limit to joking and where and how. You want things to be working, so you keep things nice and it's okay. So I wish I could just go back to role play. So all this is out already. The rules for cybernetics. Anyone who thinks that is only we can make a better world out because this world is fucked up is because they're not taking care of this world. They don't have enough love. They don't trust each other. They are abused and fucked in their minds and childhood and beliefs. People need to expose all this anger and frustration, and this could go in sports, in hate sex. It needs closure, of course. You need to dance and get a little bit more player in joking in virtual reality. Now, virtual reality has to keep moving as it is, but it will need some years where I will talk about it when I get paid because fuck that. I will start talking well when I feel better. All this is, I think about what I'm going to say. I look to be spontaneous. I look to be spontaneous. Is when I say, "Oh, I feel so hopeless that I wish to have all the power in the world to bring peace." All this is premeditated. It sounds, all that I say, it sounds spontaneous when I move my eyes like this. And like, of course, I'm registering what part of the story and returning and this and that because the point of what I am trying to convert you into doing what matters most and have a little bit of standards. All right, you're making a peace deal, you're not making a peace deal. Everyone is part of this world. Yes, this is the planet Earth, that's it, whatever. Yes, so that's it. Yeah, you call it in this way, you call it in this way, you call it in this way. So we're gonna make a fight of how we call this planet now. No, you're gonna keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and in Twitter they're gonna keep tweeting. Fuck off. You think that's how you're gonna win a World Cup? By tweeting more? Argentina's been dancing for days. Yeah? Where are you going with these tweets? Imagine in Brazil. In Brazil, they close the stores. You cannot do anything in Brazil. For 3 days, they close. But not only in the final cup, but any game, any game, and if they win the World Cup, more. So of course we are not. South America, we're not really into working and tweeting, just because. Yeah, why dance celebrate? Yeah, why stop? Why stop that? You're gonna be in front of your iPhone or computer when you're having a World Cup. It's only for white people that would do that. I mean, you could use Twitter, but not when your team is playing. S- That was funny that the journalist that no, I don't hate, I don't hate making like this person or that. I hate her at a cellular level. level. It was great. I love it. Why? Because the press never talked like that about her. This undercover testament. Poor little thing. Poor little Megan. Poor little Megan. She's a princess. I mean, bring in reference to all these characters Harry Potter, the Little Mermaid. Guys, you have to go role play. Go role play. This is the real world. I mean, this is for Christmas, all right? Just still don't have a jolly spirit. Getting there, maybe eventually. Maybe. I already got some gifts for the neighbors to the toddler that was born next door. I think that I get from around the other kids also, but the Arabs. But they say, well, Santa Claus, can you say? Nice. I'm sorry for Donald Trump. He has to let it go. He was cool. He was cool. It's just kind of like, it's like kind of like trying to get talk with my mother and tell her that it's enough. Yeah, it's enough. Like, 'cause it gets to such an auto-destructive level. The level of the mind is very powerful. These people have achieved so much. Narcissism is great for certain tasks. I need a narcissist to sell my rules of role play into virtual reality. They could also work very well in Twitter. I will never be a CEO or boss because I will become a dictator. Not that I will become, but it's, I mean, it's writing on my name, Patricia. I'm like, I would be already reading their face, like they're coming with a problem, and before speaking, I would say, "Get out, get out, come back in 3 days. Do dynamic meditation for 21 days, and then we speak. All right? I don't think you got it. You're coming with problems, emotional problems, mental problems, sexual problems, political problems, gender problems. No, 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 no. Or go to virtual reality there. They wouldn't have a button. I would press the button. They don't want to have a button there where you press there, you're in Twitter and you press there and go to virtual reality, right? You would just like, whoop! I've been sucked into virtual reality. Who did that? The dictators can't return to your real life Twitter and tweet anymore. Now you're stuck in virtual reality. Ah! No, not with glasses. No. Study your shit, study your characters, study your birds. Get all those pictures there, your music and your stories, all right? There are rules there. Yeah, I have press for that. God. You could have gone there, but you didn't. Yeah, that would be really me. Not that I would beat up the system, because I would be the system. That's it. Nobody else. Why? Because I really think people need order. 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 You want to get emotional? You cannot click? I click for you. Yes. I have authority over you because you don't have authority over yourself. Yeah? So next time you will know how to control your trigger. Warning, warning. I'm not going to say that because I might be sent to virtual reality. So, well, you can do whatever the fuck you want in virtual reality. Big deal, big deal. No, you're not a mermaid. You always had a voice. Nobody cares if you're white or black or if whatever happens to your pussy or asshole. Like, really? Like, just make a make some porno. This is no. Also, I, my internet's too slow, so can't, can't go to virtual reality. A prince? Is that a prince in real life? Go to virtual reality. There, go. Prince, go. I'm going to the porno verse. Yeah, you can be the prince of porno. There you go. For the black bitches in the hood of Hollywood. Yeah, it's a bit frankly fine. There you go, girl. Yeah, all the black women dancing. Is there man? Is there man? Whoa, yeah. No. What a shake. What shake? Go and shake it. We're trying to have here some order. Inquisitive. Yeah, I will bring back tortures. Why not? Anyways, I was told to not do it, but given the power, why not? Yeah, things work faster. Of course. Then if you can, you just joke. But really, the it's a psychological torture, of course. If you have to ask people, why you do that to yourself? Ask people. No. I would be like Putler. I will have very long table there for far in the distance there. And not only that, film myself to the whole world. But I wouldn't have them like I would have like I don't know the opposite sex. Just a little more theatrical, more more energy there. Also, I don't know. It's just I will have people that are a little more appealing to the camera that you can look at, even though it's politicians anyway. Who cares? Military. Pff, do they have a brain? No. Then at least pick them that look better for camera a little bit more. Hello, Russia. I want more body there, a little more. Yeah, a sexy Russian woman there, and a man as well. Why not? But these guys with big bellies and just they've been there for decades as well. Not much to Like, hey, we're losing everything. We're losing everything. I don't think they can allow the oxygen in their brain to work well if they don't have good sex or sports at least. Or dynamic meditation where you can express all your anger and get to dance a little bit later after jumping into the unknown. Use 15 minutes of jumping in the same place with your arms up. Why? Just to let go, just to jump. See how your brain is always thinking. You can do it, you cannot do it, just jump. If you let go and you just jump, that's it. So there's another state of the mind where you're watching the mind, what is you have in that mind that keeps moving, and you become aware, a witness without the judgment. So having these people that exist like from 2000 years ago, they just have a mobile and some nuclear weapons. Big deal. Killing each other. How much did you involve? Show me your dick. Talk me about your dick, at least. Something a little more interesting, please. What else? What else? Is that sexual harassment? No, I was a question. You don't have to answer. That was funny. I mean, I don't want to talk about these things because when it comes to my gender, it's kind of like gets more complicated. At least the man can see themselves. That's for sure. It's simpler. It can be very simple. That's why men are in positions of power because they can simplify to direct in order to direct. Yeah, they can simplify in order to lead. I'm not talking about Meghan Markle and Harry. What kind of Netflix episode is that? Lead. You see, you didn't get Greta in the United Nations in Glasgow, at least just to share a nice word before she started to go wild. She's in her puberty. And now she's just a lost soul of the recycling era, shouting for us to make a better world. Yeah, but in the wrong hands. Why in the wrong hands? It's not the way things roll. Like really, it's too much of a close up, right? Like, what do you want to impose with us? Spare posing. The people are gonna hate royalty. Really, like they're not gonna want to learn to become a better person because he's been born within a royal family with all the support of a country, taxes, and the people here. They're gonna have to suck it up, your fucking son, because somebody wanted the genes of a pretty lady. Yeah, I will die for you. So he gets more like, yeah, tragic, more famous. Why? Because, and this is said by the times of times, that when you go to from all the muses that exist, there is a muse of fame and history called Cleo. And when people want to be famous, they don't call for to be inspired by Cleo. or any other. If they're musicians, they don't. No, no, they go to the muse of tragedy because that's how you're gonna get a lot of fame. Look at Jesus. That has been known like because before there was no TV, no Hollywood, no nothing. So that was a way of getting known. But this is not on a micro level. This is on a oh, and people hook to that like flies to shit. And you're like, okay, you love very much to die for another, right? So it's all this storytelling. Woo! But everything is kind of distorted there. People get along with life, they get together with the stories, they're born with the stories, they have to deal with these stories. Like, wow, you just came into my life bringing me this story. Yeah, I wanted a big story, but it's kind of like a little bit out of control, you think? Yeah, it could have been worst. Could have been worst. Yeah, we could have been all dead by now with nuclear weapons. Who is going to control all these weapons? To eliminate all these weapons from this earth? Me. I'm laughing because I'm the only person that could. It looks like a joke, but there's no one on this earth. And maybe next second there is. That is willing to talk about and being honest to stop all this production of arms, weapons of mass destructions, guns, all of this. Knives for hunters. Hunting. I mean, if you're going to go, it's just really like. And this is a war. For that, you need to learn the rules of role play into virtual reality and in real life because there's a war. There's a war against oil. There is a war against this generation of pedophiles and abuse. We're gonna still abuse each other, but in better ways, Christian ways, where you can mortificate yourself consciously. Mm? Take this cross with yourself before others. I think really is in virtual reality, people should express their emotions and get to dive into the heavens and hells from all the mythologies, not only the Christian, Catholic, Apostolic Church, which for me is the most more sassy. If I would have to go to the records of the Chinese mythology, did they copy our heavens and hells and they made more? They more they made more hells, like 19 hells. And they have something very beautiful that says that each generation creates a new hell because all sins have surpassed and we don't commit the same sins anymore as a society and humans. So so it's very wise from the Chinese to say that. And it's kind of like I would like to meet your health. So you have more. You have 100 so many. I lost the count. I didn't get to study all their underworlds. So I don't know if they copy it from us, we copy from them. Of course, we copy it from the Egyptians. Um, the Greek philosophers copy it from the netherworlds, which they had dynasties. Who knows what happened in Atlantis, if it existed or not, if their technology just auto destroyed them, as usual. So We have a genetic trait there, so we can evolve slowly, so we don't auto destroy each other so fast. I just make that up. Don't believe me. I really think we can work faster and stronger and be in another dimension where we are in all the dimensions because is you're alive, you're dead. Why would you destroy to build again? What level of transformation are you looking for? Well, you like you need come come here, come. You think it's about telling stories and entertainment because it's fun? Hmm? It's fun. Well, we need to get out of this. Decoration is like furniture without ingredients, and I want you to just really get how much they have destroyed and how much they have to share to rebuild this piece of land. Not only there was called Ucrania, let's change the name of Ucrania to forget it. Forget it. Where it's from NATO, Europe now, that they do whatever they want. No, because it carries too much history just to cut through it. That it was from Russia, was from Russia, was from Russia, wasn't from Russia, that the Hitler, Lenin, whatever. Like, I think the world cares. I don't care. Really? I asked because I was being polite. I was like, what is this one for? Because I knew I was gonna trigger. Like it's really like saying, why do you care so much? All that money to that little piece of earth just to destroy it because of a tectonic shift. Like God, they've been talking about tectonic shifts from before 2012. Gosh, I was praying that 2012 gets over so they don't talk more anymore about the shift, the spiritual shift. And now this, like, just if you want to change, just change. I don't know, just change your diapers. Nobody cares about your shit. Yeah. Well, now we all have to deal with your shit. I have my own shit to deal with. My mother's hostage there in Germany, and my sister's not a Nazi. She's just a bitch. Person that has no love for anyone. She's not a real bitch. I'm a real bitch. She is a little bitch. She'll never get it. She'll never get it. I imagine that she will someday just say, ah, you were right. But we lived all our lives, and you're so empathic. But you're still my old sister. It's terrible after all I did to you. You're still alive. Here we are. We're still sisters. When I say little bitch, it's really like sh- no talent to dance, no talent to for anything, but we all love each other. We all have good moments. She had other virtues that don't exist anymore. When you love each other and you're all together and you have so much loyalty and pride as a family, it just takes one bad incident, like the murder of my father, for everyone to go crazy and a chain of events never repair. Um, I've been assistant of therapy, and I have married a person who my husband. I have done everything so he's okay, and nobody can abuse him because he's been abused from many women. He wouldn't realize, and men also. They would make him work for free because he wouldn't want to work for money because he was having this. And I respect his mind and what he says as a writer. I hope he recover whenever he wants. No date. Could be this life, next life. And just respect his space so he has his basic needs. Because I learned that one out of 10 families takes care. And when these things happen, families become too judgmental. And this is what makes mental illness worst. But I have learned with my experience, what I want to say is the damage is irreparable. Once you cross the line, as cross the river Styx, that's it. You cross over my story. No, no, you have this space to make all your story, but you're crossing my story. Because some people are hated, but they don't really know the power of hatefulness. They don't understand. They don't. They, the power of hatefulness. So is endless until a cycle ends. So you have to see the quantum of time and space to say this movement is going to happen. All right. So I'm going to take 3 days, 5 days, 2 months because the astrology says by May or March. No, it's just pick somebody now who you want to deal with and give that person the credit that you're going to deal for this. Uh, Happy New Year resolution. I don't want to see more wars in the media or Meghan and Harry, but I will have to deal with it. For certain, I will try to. In my agenda, I will try it's not an obsession. As I say, I pick my obsessions. No, I already did this. This story is gonna end by itself, right? Just get off this and carry with other stories that are right now more interesting to be obsessed for and passionate and figure out how we're going to meet. So this negotiation for peace goes. And if you want to pick a person to show an internet and everyone can see your mediation of peace, how are you going to handle this discourse, right? You need somebody that's not from the Kremlin. Yeah, it's just someone from Hollywood. Send them there, a comedian, anyone, science fiction. It's Russians. Russians, get your script in order! And like that. Yeah? Yeah, a little bit more like, oh, okay. Militaries. All these people don't know of storytelling. They don't know how a script of multiple countries are working through internet. It's not a linear. So you're putting all these verses here and keep with this reality. What are you going to do with this land? What is your spiritual aim? You have to continue your storyline. So you're working with a war, you fix the bridge, you're showing this and that, but you're still going with these old dudes. Your future has no. Where are the characters of the future that you're speaking from? Where are your young men? You need this young man to be alive to learn how to direct themselves with you without having to be afraid. Because this is a lot of adjusting with your own, how do you call that? A country or you have a continent with your own nation, your own kingdom, your continent, your empire. What is Russia, spiritually speaking? It's not empire anymore because it's what? Communist? Neo communist? What is it? What is your land before wanting this land that you lost? The sense of lost. So Russia's going to be feeling this suffering forever in a quantum of energy that is sick, so sick cannot recover itself. So it's stuck with the Nazis because Russia needs to be honored. They won the war of World War II on a 70%, but Hollywood got the credits, the British world, like if they were the heroes, right? Now we'll speak English, not Russian or German or Spanish, French. Who cares? Just understand the fucking equation and finish this movement that you want to. I can give it to you, but in storytelling, in role play, you have to make up your fucking story. Because that's the only time when you will do it. You're not going to do what I tell you. That's the problem with role play. You have to make your fucking shit up. No, I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's the point. That I'm a dictator doesn't mean that I'm going to give you orders to do as I say. So go and figure out. I'm here to convince you. That's all. You rugged bastards without a brain. So, two brain cells. Here, at least use two to communicate. To communicate. Then you just look at your people there. They will tell you some stories there. Whatever. Yeah? Let's move on with the stories that you have, the people you have, the characters. How many people you have there? Yeah? I think that Prince William can teach you. Yes. And Charles, the king has Shakespeare right on his table. Imagine planet Uranus. Let's not talk about the galaxy and the universe now, please. No, no. All these ideas and characters. Just to finish this fucking war. That's it. That's it. You want to be good in the records of the books of history? Well, this is a repetitive story. So if not, you have to bring a lot of cautions. Bring a lot of cautions. We can talk about the cushions later. You want everyone to sit there straight, serious, looking at you, because that is the way to do it. Everyone is like you. The people in United Nations, some are praying there. Some are praying. Some are praying there. Trying to make things happen with too much decor because there is no movement happening. 2022, a war, and what are we getting? Like, hello? And I spent 10 years and consequences that will last for thousands of years. For what? It's nobody's going to remember you because everything is going to blow up. No one's going to remember. I mean, I'm not into being remembered because I don't have much narcissist traits as to be remembered. I'm certain that I might leave a trait. I mean, One more. Don't we all? Anyways. So, so today is Tuesday, the 20th, 2022. We have 11 days to finish this year of 2022. Discourse for peace will be the best. I would appreciate you ask King Charles to talk about peace with. I will recommend you. Prince William is too busy. You can talk with him if you want. He's both have beautiful voice. Um, we suggest you have a translator that has a voice of the voice and share your voice as well, your silences in the private. This is another generation. The king had maybe time of his own to lead us, become better than Shakespeare himself, to so profound all his life for a very special moment. Can you just imagine that all your life is been a preparation, a culmination for this masterpiece that is incomparable, incomparable. All your work has been only a preparation from both sides. That you have to say whom you want to speak with. Otherwise, the person might seem as the enemy as well. And you have to say why. Not only to your enemies that you have created by order of law, God. I guess God wanted this, right? So, and then your people. This country had emperors related to the royal family. And all these castles were created, all these lands from all these kings, from all our ancestors. And we have renewed with all this history, like really. And then the social concept that we have for the people that have moved to democracy and communist ideals, and we are still debating from our beliefs, but we're all puzzled. We're all conforming to create something universal, which is not a one totalitarian order from America. You keep Americans like the enemy, especially when Megan and Harry are there. It's disgusting. Like, and they will keep they be there banging around. I mean, is this bang for real? Will you? The private. Sorry, we have our problems. We have problems. We make problems for ourselves. We'd rather talk bad about other people than our problems. So we all collectively agree to not be like that. We don't want to be like that. That's why we hate. So we don't hate because we hate. We don't want to be like that. So we like to be like this. We hate. We don't like to be like that. And this is survival. We're not going to eat or drink from a river, a stream that is unlikable, that is might be toxic, that is not good for our body. This, we need to talk about these things. Do we? Oh, you having the power to do whatever you want, just do it. And I want more three-dimensional coverage. Three-dimensional. Where are you walking here? You don't know what it is. Go and have a trio. There. Go with you and you. Go there. I don't care if you end up doing it. At least pick another person later if you don't like that one. Do a trio. It's not three-dimensional, but I recommend that as well. Why? Because you forget about yourself and the other. You become less possessive. It doesn't matter if it's two women or two men. I'm straight. I don't recommend gay couples. I don't recommend because I don't know. So why can I recommend something that I don't know? Just looking at it could be quite distracting, and if you're not into it, it could be distorted. So just at least to satisfy your imagination and have a successful craft in your mind that you could get to think in that level. Not only that everything here substantial in this world is three-dimensional as we walk, but this earth is rounded. Like it's not that flat, is it? Kind of like I'm having to understand a dyslexic person. I guess we're all dyslexic to some extent as well. You don't need to get drunk or take drugs to feel dyslexic or be dyslexic. As dyslexic, you're not going to lose your way of being. I just was saying a story. You're not going to say what I did. I'm not that kind of dictator. Hello. You have the power to choose, or at least in your imagination, to craft that idea that you could think, not just for your side and the other side, and that is yours, and that I am yours, but for a third view that signifies the wall beyond you two, or me too and you, or it's better to watch them than you're in a fourth dimension. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. It's too problematic to be doing things that you don't want to. People don't have the power to maintain that love and high energy of love because there is always going to be a lower down effect to a high emotion and a lower emotion. So you need to learn with not just both, but also the gravity of where are you going to put this energy. Are you going to fume it into consuming more energy with others or with the same one? Or are you going to put that energy and make it immortal in a sense of a work that's going to last forever? Hmm? Remember that in the era of internet, anyone can translate and understand what the fuck you're doing right now. And nobody is going to believe your story for too long. They're going to cut it off themselves, whether you're alive or dead, whoever continues that story or not. So this is meant to fall down by your own people, or your intelligence to that other people have intelligence as well to read the news around the world, to see an internet around the world, to translate around the world, to be pragmatic as imaginative here, pragmatic here. We're gonna have sex. They're not gonna have sex there in front of everyone, right? What kind of fairy tale is that? No, no, no. You're the leader of Russia. What are you going to do? You're going to win this war? It's never gonna happen. In the spirit of what? Of worldwide shame. Because your allies, it's kind of like, yeah, the people from Iran, your allies, Venezuela, Iran investing on gas. It's normal. I mean, look at that level of evolution. So they have intelligent people that by their own, they can the fear, they can just feel. Whatever they have a blanket over their heads and walk with it day and night or not. I think it's you can feel and see and be heard or just pass by as a ghost. Like, yeah, I feel just tweet a little. You won't harm me by tweet a little. So it is not lineal as in the Catholic Church that first you have to do this and second you have to do that. And third you have to do that, and then you are the ruler who is going to do that. As in universities, I went to the multi-university in the India. This is serious, it's not a joke. I did go and I did study and practice a lot there. You don't know what it is, you cannot judge it. Well, just listen. It's been well studied and crafted. So you have time to see where all this is going because it's not lineal. It's not just an idea, my idea, by the way. So it cannot go lineal because it's not your theme. It is not my topic. You have your ideas. People around the world have their ideas, their cultures, their gods, their political leaders. Whether you like it or not. Yeah. You can go to university and have all these degrees. You can be a nun on the Mother Supreme. You can be a priest and an archbishop or maybe a pope. Look, all these things can happen, of course, but right now in cybernetics, it's not lineal. It's not going to go to a high score to be rolled. Because all this is already happening. Who did this? Who did this? So we in the multiverse, in the cyberspace, we in our brains, we're operating with all the systems and levels at the same time. Whatever character and role you have in real life or in your imagination. So you have to be decisive all the time, even if you're listening on your level of intelligence, whatever you have intelligence or not. because everything you do is borrowed and you follow that line. Yeah? For example, all the Catholics will talk about Jesus. That's it. End of story until they die. That's it. They're never going to change. Of course. That's why I'm asking for a New Testament. I didn't ask the Catholic Church or the Jews to write a New Testament, which is should, by the way, star on their cover and is underrated. Absolutely. Otherwise, it will never start. At least, you can clean up the later, just a little bit of hairbrush. What means hairbrush? In Photoshop, you do hairbrush to pick out all these things, trim, cut off. Yes? You like it or not? We're in a sexual world, Mr. Priest. How do you think all this creation started? After God, it was God's idea. Jesus. Yeah, Jesus and the Holy Spirit too. Yeah, right. Virgin. Right. Okay. So, with all my respects to celibacy, thanks God that one can auto in a nice way, auto burn. Just burn yourself with burn your energy. Yes, whatever. In a spiritual sense, that you are celibate, just burning from your love towards God, God the unknown, trying to reach over one another for one another here and become small. Judgment, state of judgment is the third level, which is a state. Now, and the fourth. So when you're role playing, you're using all these elements at the same time and composing at the same time. And with experience, you get to compose these stories that need to travel to these directions to carry this value or laughter or mystery. And not just that, but have a little bit of fun. And not just you preaching to everyone, but everyone having fun as well with their creativity, not just being like sheep. What kind of dimension is that? We're trying to move on, Mr. New Testament and Old Testament. Yeah, yeah. I would just destroy you all just to make this one. But we cannot do this thing. We've been doing these things forever, right? In the name of God and in the name of Allah. So stop killing each other in the name of the Patricia effect. Why? Because you don't want a Patricia effect on you, all right? You don't want a Patricia effect. This is not a threat. It's not a theory or an hypothesis. It's not a fact because it didn't happen yet to you, all right? You don't want to know. You don't know want to know. That's a Patricia effect, right? So you have to know. No, no, you don't have to know. You don't have to know. You don't have to know. Get out of here and come back in do your meditation or true whatever it is. Just get some imagination of yourself, please. This is Patricia effect. You stupid. No, no, just don't do it. Don't do it. Patricia effect. Patricia effect. How can people have an effect? Like butterfly, even butterflies have an effect. Mosquitoes. Everything can affect you. Everything, anything. You don't want anyone affecting you. That's the point. That's the point. God damn it. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. Crazy. Yes, is the undercover testament, please. Has to do a lot with Patricia effect. You don't know how things happening with it's just a role player behind Uranus with all these moons. characters. Yeah. So when you get all together and make these cybernetic laws, what is this? They call it in the United Nations. They call it outer space, cyberspace, outer space. It's ultra space. Ultra. It's outer because we have a space within as well. We have a space within. How can we travel out in the universe if we don't seek within our ultrasonic vibrations and senses? All our ultra senses, multiple sensors. How many universes are there? If we could just transport like that, imagine, just show that if we are there, but just to make a little bit of Patricia effect. You don't know why they are, but it's sort of. You will look crazy if you talk about it, or such. Let it be, right? I don't want you to know how things happen, really, because it's just then you would be involved. You don't want to be involved, because then if you're involved, you're found guilty. You will become a part of us. If you know, you don't want that. Why? Because first, I wouldn't tell you you would have that effect on you, and you would know by experience if you lack imagination. Just imagine. It's gonna be no. First, I am attentive. Then, second level, I'm intelligent. Then, maybe somebody can have judgment. And then, in the highest score, there's authority. Because nobody has authority, right? That's when the Patricia effect enters. It has a lot to do with authority and being noble and being truthful and having a pater figure. It doesn't matter looks female or male. It's just has some authority over your values. Oh gosh, like really? I'm not going to clean your ass. No, no, not your old male friends. No, I'm not into that. I'm not that kinky. It's called kinky sex. That's it's just like, oh gosh, the world of tantra is quite because in the world of tantra, you don't have an ABC. Did you first do this and that and that? You can just let it be. It's not that you're against. You just let it be. You're kind of like da, da, da. That's tantra kind of right, Mr. Priest. I can explain it on scientific way. I know many people study a lot to get there, like the lobsters, to prove with all their viewers, and suddenly, why do you not have so many followers? Why? Patricia fucking bitch, crazy bitch, it's a fucking real bitch, man. We need more little bitches here. Keep insulting woman, Mr. Lobster. I'm gonna pick on you with my clocks there. Mm, mm, Twitter. Go to Twitter there. You don't want me in your virtual reality to press the button. Unless you create your own universe. Ha, ha, ha. Well, the curious thing about having many universes is that people get to respect hierarchy and that all this is being already made. Yes, you come here to Europe where you have all these castles, beautiful people. Yes, And you are just asked to be nice. That's all. Be nice. Why do you need to be nice? Just work, pay your bills. Don't fuck around with the royals. That's all. That's all. You're free to fuck around. Just don't fuck around with anything that is white or royal. Or if you don't like the colony, use perfume. Talk with Musk. Yeah, about aromas, all this thing. Go with the guy on Apple, how they cook things against Windows, with Windows. Yeah, there's a lot there for character. You have to invest in all this. Who's gonna own all these characters, from video games to Hollywood to the libraries of the world? People are going to learn to create their characters as well. Well, people are going to work for what they need. That's it. That's it. That's it. So to make peace, why not help all the borders where people are trying to emigrate into mansions, into villages there, right? So we can move on. Yeah, move on. Yeah, you keep talking there about genocides and crime wars. Yes, there. Just you are all agreeable with that, so you can talk with each other. We're trying to make a peace deal here, okay? When you're finished with it, you come to me, and then you can go talk with the other one as well. And kick me out if you want. We want to close this deal right now. This is Sen. Sen, like that. That's Sen. This is Sen stick as well. Just bamboo, just go like that in the top of the head. There have been many Zen masters who have killed their disciples in the name of enlightenment. They have anger issues, so it's part of Zen, bringing people in the moment. They're like, so uh, you go there, write about that, and return with a number. How much do they have to pay for all this? Or you want the Ukrainians to pay all this gunpowder to NATO? What is this? Russia will never want to pay. Well, you have to make a deal. We're making here a peace deal, right? So pick someone to talk with that is a little more decent. But it's maybe not so much fun, isn't it? Right? You can later go turn your back and laugh about it without respect. No, you have to go and pick someone that is respectful. So you consider your values, the honorable people that are here to honor what is the best deal you could ever have. It might take your lifetime to understand this dialogue in a peaceful way. While others talk about genocide, crime wars, the injustices, and these two deals come to share this land. Yes, to share this land. You might have to give some land to share more land, and eventually it's over. Is paid. The debt is paid from this war, from both sides, both sides, because it's too much ego in Europe and America, Canada. So much ego. Why? Because they're better. So that you have more ego. You're better, you have more ego. Otherwise, you wouldn't have so much ego. The poor have ego of being poor as well. They're egocentric about being poor. I'm egocentric because, my body is bigger, because I have more sex than you, because you're always thinking of money. Uh, Everyone has ego because I have more dolls, because I'm a child and my friends play with me, and this is my life. Where do you want me to be? Always thinking of what I want to be. That's who I am. This is my little ego. It's my childhood ego. Yeah, everyone has their ego. We need our egos, but you know, you have to consider that you have a lot of characters against you that are in the public domain that is very different from one another. The Arabs have their own ego, their superpower. The Chinese have their superpower. We're moving into green energies. There is the beauty about the Arabs. They really that I was a little bit envious that their followers really into God. They're really into Allah. They are praying every so many hours. They're so devoted and religious that is so beautiful. A little bit obsessed because they're just the same, but they might never change too much. Kind of like they're okay there. They don't care about their people, but very superficial because they just have money in this last century, like never before. But they're happy with their affairs until now. So why would they auto destroy? So these negotiations might work today, tomorrow, in 3 years, in 4 years, in 5 years, but there is going to be a control for outer space and cyberspace. So thanks to everyone involved, those who are also angry about genocides, they also have to understand the United States of America and other countries have contributed for other genocides in other countries and cultures who are minorities. Yeah, I'm not gonna count all this trauma from that's why I send you there. Yeah, go talk about it. You wanna talk about it until you get tired. Yes, until you get tired. Yeah, so we move on. Yeah, when you get tired about it, because why is nobody listening? Because we're trying to do a peace deal. And you're making a lot of noise. So the quality of the environment here we're creating to have a conversation is a battlefield, people dying, destruction, a lot of feelings. I know, so much feeling. It's horrible. It's horrible. You're correct. It's horrible. Yeah, yeah. So go there and share your feelings there. I don't make me press the button. I will send you to virtual reality. So you express your emotions. If not dynamic meditation, because the cross is not good enough. I don't think people will take their own cross there. People, man, just pray to Allah, whatever. Confucius get confused a little bit there with all these orders. From Confucius, all this all equal, no independence, all equal. We're all one. Great. It's a wide world full of experiences, right? We're all one. Oh, well, it's hard. It's not easy being a storyteller. You have to kind of like adjust the story and get going to create that kind of like multilateral, universal energy, whatever it is. Just stop this fucking war right now. People are going to think that I have mental illness and that I have a state of war in my mind. No, I'm in pure ecstasy here, all alone by myself, with the window above my bed, in the roof, in the other roof. I equalize the lights a little bit more, less. I don't need a lover, a chef, a mate, and bodyguards to take care of myself because I am afraid of myself many times, what I'm capable of. I will send you all to virtual reality for sure. As soon as you can pay for that button, you will. As my president from Venezuela says, you will get virtuous. I mean, you think this level of these are all real stories. This is what is a collective storyline. This is what role play is about. It is not your book. It is not your church. It is not your Jesus. You are in a world where we need to cultivate this with all that we have already created. Yeah. So our churches need the help to host people to come and influencers with all this money and create their mansions into villages, especially in all the borders where immigration comes. But we also need that systematic money where the money is not just going to another country. Yeah, they have to pay back from the investment there. You need the level of functioning without the need of investing too much in quantum computers right now, because it's just invest on people's intelligence. Please invest, they will make you more intelligent. The more you can absorb the meaning of the steps towards these goals without having to listen to anyone, just listen to the wall, not just yours, the people that like you and certainly don't like you because these know what would they know about what these journalists are saying? Do they know? Maybe they're pedophiles. Who knows? Maybe this person I should have sent him to jail. Yeah, but I needed to, frame and get all this evidence that is real, but frame it for a court case and then court order. It's just I wanted to take him out of my verse. That was funny. That they were saying the messy verse. I thank you, thank you, thank you, because it's part of my, this being the beside Spider Man, who has his Spider Verse from all the characters ever made as a character. Then it's being messy, and this is an honor for me because whoever made it that up, because I am the goddess of the multiverses in a fantasy world, of course. Now, I never played a character, but it's just talking about it that can bring a spacious way of thinking for your own to make your own story a little more fun. Yes, we need to invest on artists to make this world more beautiful. All these incel millionaires who work in the tech, and they need to get a little more above their own to see the beauties of this world really that can transit much faster through the arts. And these are part of the senses. The senses. The senses don't reason is one, two, three, four. First this, then that. Yes, the senses operate simultaneously in a quantum field. And you can be perceptive, you can be realistic of what can you do, what is happening, but at least you go do this, do that. You want to pick someone to do a peace deal? You want to pick me? Well, I'm not famous, so it's not going to be relevant in the news that everyone hates you. Well, you have to pick someone that you respect and you like to have a dialogue with. So, in one of the rules of virtual reality and among hackers as well, is that you cannot create a story that it is from parallel worlds, as from hackers to hackers with this crumbling. There's a distortion. All the stories, there's distortion. You pick from here, you pick from there, but there's not a collision of a story because you are not facing from two realities, whatever is virtual reality or real life. A storyline, there is a dialogue that is concisive. In my opinion, there is no better than the King Charles. Yes. William, if you like William, it's up to you. Um, that you consider as your from your other extreme per se. You can share your extremes, but there is a history there that's been wounded as well. Um, you consider me your enemy that I have come here to. No, maybe all this is being prepared. So all this is being prepared. You can do whatever you want. You can believe whatever you want. You can believe your story. I believe my story. So you prepare your story, I prepare my story, the other one prepares his story. There you go. And then you role play. You just go in a computer game and start pressing buttons, whatever is from here or in a console there, control, whatever, nothing. This is role play. You prepare your story, you're part of the game, and then you go into the. There's so much I have to give. So come on, I have 1,003,000 technical things to give. So finish with this. All the countries have agreed. That's it. People want prosperity. America has not come to a level of stopping the war, and Europe, Canada, whatever is there, Europe is stuck in character as well. They don't know how to take care of the immigration. They are talking about this silly war, like it is the greatest thing that we're all together because they never partied. They never went out partying. So they're just so excited getting together and shaking their hands and yeah, we're together. Because they just study books. So they're just excited. They're just as a killer because they're also being part. Now they are guilty because if Putin wants peace and they are not being part of the peace deal because they want Putin to get off, the conversation of this deal is that this land is going to be shared until it comes to another level where you can make a new politic for these lands and maybe give more part of Russia to create these lands. But that will need a dialogue that is because we are on 2022, it will go faster than the War of Troy or the War of the Nazis. It was 4 years, whatever. It will go faster, this deal. Consider me your enemy. I'm not going to help you. So you win. All the people from Russia, including the leftovers, the Romanians and all this, they still have the way of being that has to end. Um, you can bring an end if you need an end, but that is a story that you must create yourself. Because if I say don't trust in the love of a prostitute or the word of a policeman, why would you trust your enemy? Because it's a woman that is helping you? I would have put an atomic bomb already in your head and destroy the Kremlin and all the buildings from Russia because I don't give a shit. Also in Israel, without talking with anyone, just like Thanos, right? Just like that. Just forget it. Wait, why bother? You know, kill myself as well. Why bother? So, thanks God there are people who have goodness and don't have dictators. I'm not a dictator because they would never let me be a dictator. So, I've never been a dictator. I'm not a dictator. That I would be a dictator doesn't mean that I am a dictator. Of course, I will send you to virtual reality, giving the chance and the power because you're crossing over the line from some people's private life and their truth. Oh, they want to have impact and be known, be all over the net and in the magazines every day, every day. Cut trees to know about me and my family, royal family. And I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We have our stories, you have yours. Yeah, just trying to stop as well all these trees from being cut off with having to make new trees. All these when people start to create their scenarios and all these beautiful arts and getting to enjoy all our highest potentials and our lowest to the lowest pit. The lowest score is the pit. So let's not talk about pity. The river Styx has no pity, which in Greek mythology it is a lesson from Charon the ferryman, who tells the new souls who are newly dead, and he's taken into the boat, the underworld, in a philosophical way of thinking, to not have pity over the lost souls who didn't pay the ferryman the trip, because it's a long story about that, about pity. So there is a frequency of energy through all these emotions and values and the way we behave. There is conscious, subconscious, unconscious, and it's all happening at the same time. In the good and the bad, in the heavens and the hells, our mother, our children, ourselves, that we were kids and we will be old, and generation through generation. And now you have to decide whom are you going to talk with to have a peace deal and continue with this peace deal conversation in the private, in the air, through which channel of news, but eventually has to be aligned without all these people. That's how roleplay goes. Unless one has died and flows down into the deepest core of hell, that pit automatically moves by. And you all thought you were the chosen one, maybe as a sacrifice, because you are pure to fight until the end. You've been always a warrior. That everyone is equal. Would you put someone in power They grew up among rats. If you would look at yourself to understand where all this hatred comes from, this life, in a reasonable way, why are you so happy hating others? Why are you giving a position of power? So you can learn about power, become a better person. Yeah? Look at all this. Psychopaths in power, shaking hands from one side to the other. Narcissist psychopath. You need a lot of empathy to be a prosocial psychopath. There's a path to things that your mind can relate. When you have selflessness, and have achieved the many priests try by so many hours and days and years and decades of meditation, prayer, many being alone, just with their soul. I do believe we can have material world and enjoy and have times in life, and we can still have a currency, a spirituality among everything we do, whatever is holy or profane. Be a little more intelligent and aware, self aware of all this within and out at the same time. That if it's in your responsibility to pick a person to make a peace deal, and get to all these points where you are going to share this land right now, whatever NATO wants and Europe wants and Ukraine wants to fight to get their land, then their people have to know that they want more death to recover the land. They're being as evil as Putin has been, because he already wants peace. So, but you want to fight. You are the one now who wants to fight, so they will keep fighting. Has someone explain how war works? Yeah, there's a peace deal. So now, yeah, we want a peace deal, but we want to get you out of this land, or we will fight you till death because we're in a war state. We already took momentum. All this. Nobody cares about how much shine you can get, but you can gain your own coronation in this life if you bring if you have to search in the internet and subtract from the Russia into the unknown in the caves, in bibliotheques, in houses, thinkers, philosophers, free minds, to get a good story out there about your generation, what they have, what you have done after they kill the imperial family of Russia. Just get something out there to make, because we cannot make everything alone. Yes, I appreciate these tomatoes that were brought from Spain. I really appreciate these plantains that coming, I don't know, from Africa, Caribbean, mangoes that come from. Appreciate all this that is come from so many people. Me as well. Work however it is. Appreciate the people that you have alive. So it is difficult because until there is not from the media that is learning to have a three-dimensional as well narrative, but this narrative has to be more in the air from their leaders. So instead of tweeting or posting about Meghan and Harry, which are the last people on this earth that we wish to see, including in United Kingdom especially, because I think that people in United Kingdom, they're gonna cut off, chop the head of the king if he continues talking about his Harry. Nobody cares about his love life. He's not part of the royal family and the kingdom. He's against the kingdom. You want to go and talk with Harry? Mr. Putin, go and talk with me. This is the worst thing we have here right now. We used to love him. Now we love to hate him because we all reflect. We keep reflecting on everyone. So, yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah, everyone is an asshole. When they talk about Putin, like, yeah, you've been an asshole to me. Remember when you were an asshole to me? You, without saying it, like, yeah, yeah. Now, these people working in the field, picking dead bodies, all the scientists having to describe how they were killed. We are here to help each other evolve. We won't stop. This is a Christian story. We won't stop until everyone has their human rights. Okay? Say thank you that the Inquisition has stopped because it will be torture right now. Not to a level of pleasure until you like it and get used to it. Unfortunately, we have to relate. We have to talk. Unfortunately, we have to create an understanding, even if it's different from different perspectives. Whether you get to on climax or not, like it or not, you have to talk to your masses. Here, get some thing that is unique, that other journalists would like to talk about it and put part of their story as well. Not just that we want peace. We want to travel around the world. We want to celebrate our influencers. They're working. There is a lot of corruption also with the press using influencers' work. I'm not going to talk about my work. This is always stolen because, yeah, I don't have power to protect myself from all these thieves. I have called for Elon Musk. Yeah, I was not joking. I say, hey, yeah, Bill Gates, call your friend because you're all like all millionaires there. Even if you're not friends, you can say, oh, you haven't talked with me in person. So he stops that idea from Stephen Hopkins that in this world it's impossible to live. So he believes in this world that he can make his space station, but first pay attention to this world with the cybernetic laws, the cybernetic universal, the local banks. Crypto money is not going to work because it's illegal. It's illegal. So people have to know who you are. And yes, people have a lot of money and they will never share it and they will want everyone to be poor because that's what they believe. That people have to work to make these vegetables. They're incapable of gardening and believing in the intelligence of the people that love to work because we love to work. We love to go outside. We all have to be human. We all have to get out. That some are intellectuals. No, it is a part of a meditation that is needed. Otherwise, you would be like just creating 1,000 chapters about Meghan and Harry. 1,000! For what? Because it's a cruel world. You have to teach about narcissism. It has affected us all. Some are better narcissists than others. Who cares? I'm on another level, really. So I'm not telling you to come to my level because you get lost in it. You will lose your ID, identification. You will be unidentified objects of mine. Patricia Facts. Only in your death you will understand what I mean. So we're talking about being grateful. I'm so grateful that we met. So grateful. I'm going to eat you in pieces. You're going to understand how much I love you when I eat you. Devour you. But to understand, you're going to be part of me. You're going to convert. Say yes. That's it. All right. Okay. Bye bye.